What's left? We got the expressions. Expressions. Sword logic. That should be about it. So, love to make the sword a drag and drop prefab. Because swords, a lot of other logic like that, I will be using very frequently. So, it'd be nice to be able to build off something. So, shared assets, let's go with Massacre's Village. Better prefab. Where did we put the sword? Right there. I think we're going to remove the sword from character here. Turn that off. Go over to Penelope, outfits, and we'll reorganize this collection in the source file. Can I add export settings now? It's got an override. Okay, should be able to. Good, so I'll save this. Well, actually, I wouldn't even want it in here then. Okay, so let's go back to our bodysuit armor. We're going to, I could organize this a little bit cleaner just by separating the suit and the weapon. I won't do that today. Instead, make a new collection, which we'll call sword. Delete. Sword and scabbard. That's what it is. So these two need to be their own object. Now props. Yeah, it is a project specific prop, so we'll keep it there. I'm sure we'll think of even more convoluted ways to organize my projects very soon. Very good at that. Okay. Let's be an FBX export here. Here we'll do open mesh. And here we want to do elf sword scabbard. Perhaps I should even separate them again, because they're going to be static meshes. Yeah, so mesh elf underscore sword accept. Actually, delete that. Take these out really quick. Duplicate the collection. Put the scabbard here. Put the sword here. Rename this scabbard. And on those settings, rename I was expecting it to copy the path, but it didn't at all. Beautiful. And since we removed them there, that means in our main project, loading. All right. Yeah. All right, re-export that. We're just chilling for a second while it exports. You know, I'll get some coffee. It's a little bit faster than yesterday because it didn't actually do anything, did it? Something's wrong. Okay. Good morning, Arctic. I think it exported now. I have to have the rig selected. Oh. Exporting takes 1,000,000 years. It really shouldn't be taking this long. That's okay. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Now it's exported. We go back to Unity. Sort will be gone. Yay. And now we can drag out It says sword and belt, but it really should be sword. Yeah, it's gonna break. All right. So now things look the exact same. We're going to call this prop prefab sword. Trying to add supports to my roof arches at the moment, bumbling around duplicate edges, converting them to curves. Think I'm onto something. I'm going to have to finagle it to get it looking how I want. That's exciting. Loft and some curves. Windy today. All right, so really should be melee. Yeah, say melee. Prop prefab melee. Within it. Okay, so we'll have weapon, and then these are the 2 points we're going to start with. On both of them, these are going to have constraints. They're both going to have a slot. Yes, that's super useful. And then we can just adjust the target transform. Perfect. Hmm. Ooh. I guess I would want an attachment. I actually only need one parent constraint. I probably only need just one. So we'll do parent constraint, VRChat parent constraint, and we'll have the attachment, both hands, and then we can toggle the world. Rest, left, right. So that's what we'll try to target. And what we want to do is turn this into a prefab. So you have shared assets. Yeah, let's drop it in here for now. This would need to go into, or all of these would need to go into here. Okay, let's say it like that. And then all we really need to do is tell this parent constraint that you're moving this sword. The attachment point is the scabbard if it's in. And then it would just be the hands and L and R. And we'll activate 0. Activate it. Then we would do this 0. Boom, boom. Oh, and in the hand assignments, hand L and hand R. Okay. And turn off. Why can't I adjust that? Oh, locked. Bam. Position. Let's do the rotation first. Turn it around. That's a scabbard, and this actually should be. Just this one. 180. I don't know why it's adjusting the rest. Oh, sorry, getting a phone call. 1 second. I'm back. I guess it is going to be easier to use a target. This is a pain. This is a pain. So just say 0, and we're not going to use the hand. We're not going to use hand R, but we will make in them an empty prop target and this, and in here. Just thinking of all these different ways I can do this, but this will work. So hand L, hand R, activate 0, wait 1. There's the scabbard. Should be 0 offset. Gotcha. Okay. I see what the issue is. When I hit 0, it's going to 0 it to the current position. So I need to set it where I want it, then do the positioning. Or I just need to make sure it's maximum. It's set up correctly. Cool. There's that one. Awesome. Now we need to create an animator for this. So we'll do that by creating a full controller. This controller, we'll use the prop we're about, or the, I want to put it there. Shared assets. I think we need a props. Or items. We'll call this the melee prefab. Sorry, getting a little distracted. So in here, we'll create a folder for the animation. Within that, we'll have an animator folder for clips. Move our current prefab to that folder. Oops. This one. Rename it to item. I guess they're kind of like controllers, or sure. And in here, create the animator. Animation. There. Melee. Controller. Melee. I got a controller. And drop that right here. There. Okay. Now what is this going to do? It's going to let us select things. I believe we do already have. You know what? You either have a in menu controller, switch hands, or a grab menu. I think I'd want both. So we'll call this melee controller gesture interaction. So the first state is always holstered or stored. Actually, first one is disabled. And left. Okay. And one final state, which is world. Just trying to think right now. And we should have 3 animation clips. Let's melee on controller disabled. Let's say 0 actually. That would be nice and organized. Take our animator, put it on the character. Drop the clip right here. Oh, save. Character. Hit record. Scroll down to prefab, parent constraint, and disabled. What would disabled look like? Because I can't actually turn it on and off, can I? If I take my That's fine. So what we'll do instead is that within our prop prefab melee, instead of empty in here, called place melee weapon here. And then we just drop the sword in there. And this is actually what we're going to move around here. So. We'll go here, set this to 1, hit 0. Maybe 0 here. I'm going to pull this out really quick. Apply. Perfect. Okay, which means now for our controller, we want to be able to scale this one. So I'll say 0. So that's how we'll disable the weapon. So we'll squish it to 0. Will that work? Should work well enough. So we want to be able to scale it. That's awesome. We'll also want to be able to go to this here, set it here, set that to 0, set that to 0. That way we have control over the index values of our source. And then we'll also want the freeze to world option. I believe we're good. I believe that should be all of our flips right there. Then we'll have enable for 1. And enabled on 1, the constraint would be the same, but the scale would be 1. Oh, wait, why do I need to scale it? Don't scale it. That's silly. What I would want instead is to simply turn that parent object off. Easy. Okay, a lot simpler that way. That will ensure any of the components below the object are turned off as well. And we'll just set this to active. Bada boom. Perfect. And then second one is left hand and left, which would be 0, 1, and controller 3, hand right, and world Actually, it would just be this. Because I don't want to affect the right or left hand values when it's getting moved. Just disable it. All right. Good stuff. Okay, now let's take those clips we made and add them to our controller. So stored, we'll switch back to enabled just so it matches our clip names. So enabled, disabled, enabled, and left, and right, and then also there we go. That's all we'd like to be able to do. Hand it back and forth a bunch of times. Now we need to think about the colliders. So they're not colliders. What are they again? Avatar, dynamics. Contact. Contact sender. Nope. Receiver. All right. Call this melee on and L. Then copy component, paste as new, and R. Then we need to put the collider. Well, first, let's add them to our prefab. Apply all. Okay. Um, all right. Now, on our parameters here, we would like create a bool. Yeah, bools. We're actually going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to use slashes instead of underscores. Okay. Make things a little more condensed. All right. Now this is our logic, but now that I remember, I actually don't want the animations in here. Just the logic. Okay. For all of these, let's just do a little test one. Melee con enabled. So if it's true, it goes that way. And actually, no. It's enabled, it goes there. And from any state, if it's disabled, it'll go back there. Disabled, boom, and then enabled, it comes back out here. Good. Select all these. Go to debug. 0 time. Or no. Yeah. 0.1. Fixed duration. Equals 1. Okay. So if the left hand is touching it, and one other thing to add, gestures, what is it again? VRChat animator parameters. Gesture left, gesture right. Easy. So okay. So if gesture left equals 1, transition there. And then here, we're looking for the right hand and the right gesture equaling 1. So basically, are we grabbing? And it is technically the exact same going the other way. Okay, so grab, release, grab, release. Perfect. The only difference with this one, so actually should be one more collider. And this one will do both hand and R, and we'll call this attachment. Either of those, and it's looking for attachment. Melee con. Boom, boom. There we go. All right, beautiful stuff. So the two colliders will the first two go on to the weapon. The last one goes on to the hilt. Ooh. And so we can only go back here if there's one more, which is that we are touching the attachment point. Otherwise, we swap. What that allows us to do is hold the sword with the fist. You know what, for the world? I may have an override for the world, because I don't know if I want it floating all the time. Okay. Once again, VRChat parameters. The hand open is 2. Okay. So this will be in the left hand. It's in the left hand. In the left hand, we are doing an open gesture. We drop it. Cool. And to pick it back up, we're touching it with our left hand, and we are gripping with our left hand. Not to let go of it. We are it's in our right hand, and with our right hand, we are making the hand open gesture. That drops it. The world to pick it back up, we're touching it with our right hand, and we are making a fist. Okay, I think that should do it. Excuse me. So we should be able to add this right now. It's got the VRC Fury. It'll add the animations. The animations are from the right spot, the props in the right spot. So let's go here and hit play. So, sword. Currently. I forgot. So, all of that's well and good, everything we did. However, there's no clips in here. There's no animations getting fired. What we need is a way to trigger these things. How do I do that again? So here, when it gets to a certain state, it calls a parameter. So we're going to drive a parameter. The parameter we're going to drive is our melee on/state. So attachment. Yes. Let's get those in a nice order. But it will trigger the state. And yeah, it'll be and do them all at once. Sets it to 1. Sets it to 2. And this is how we're ensuring that it's synced properly. This is our syncer. We have the logic for where it should be, and then we have it fires animations in another area to actually put in the right thing. All right, set state, and last one 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the logic goes through here and fires things. And here, our melee controller, we have our states. And that's where we bring in our animations. All right. So for these animations, they're all going to use the same condition. Actually, let me just double check what it looks like. Just going to screenshot this. One, 6, melee slash state. Zero, 0. No fixed duration. All right. Should be pretty good now. This one equals 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And there we go. And these should all be triggerable through the animation states. So we're going to give that a shot in a moment. So if we do need to have it start off enabled. Perfect. So now I touch it with my left hand. So, oh, interesting. So when we add this, I can't click it. Free. It should just work. Yeah, it should just work. Yeah, otherwise it wouldn't have changed just a second ago. But the parameters still need to be added. So here, create a folder, VRChat. Let's put it right there. And this will be melee controller parameters. We're going to match our animator right here. And I'm copying and pasting to ensure I have exact spelling. I probably could have used tools. Bam. Oop. Bool. 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 The state will save and sync. I believe that should work fine. Default enabled. Loading, loading, loading. Loading, 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 loading. I see it there. So, still don't have access to just there, so I must need to set this to FX. All right. Now I see this here. So I'm touching it with my left hand and I grab it. Perfect. And this would set it into the world. This would set it back. Now it's on the right or left hand. And I can touch it with the right hand. There we go. Now I'm holding it here. And if I'm touching with the right hand, and doing open fist gesture, it drops it into the world. Put it back. And then I can did it slightly wrong, but I should be able to do this. So one thing we need to change on the controller is that here, when we're trying to let go, we would actually want to open our hand rather than close it again. So open and open. Now for all of these, or at least these ones here, we're going to give it a little bit more duration. We're going to go to debug, and we're going to say has exit time. 0.2. And that way you should have to grab it for a moment before it moves over. All right, now it's loading. Click our character. Normal. So we touch it with our left hand and we grab with our left. And it'll pop over. Okay, so yeah, that gives it some time. And that should be pretty much it. Okay, perfect. No. We'll sort. Yes and no. Just want to ensure that the very base level prefab actually, let me put this back in here. I'm going to say edit in prefab. Okay, good. So this should be what it looks like under the hood with nothing else added or affecting it. We're missing one of the receivers. And this should be, I would like it zeroed out, but again, we just want to add the last one. Can't apply it there, but it's gotta be in order, right? Added, yes. Apply. Okay, so that means now everything else is good. We're not, everything else is in this variant that we're using. Oh, there's a bot. Let's kill the bot real quick. Be gone. The additional thing is making sure that on the first two contact receivers, the sword is the location of those receivers. And that the final one, final receiver, is the attachment point, which in this case is our scabbard. They should all look like they're in the same spot. And that should let us pick it up. And we'd be able to make adjustments like something like this. Oh yeah, I want a capsule. That. And the other ones are all something like that. All right. All right, so this is our uploader for Penelope. I am gonna make a folder for her. Meshes. Materials. All right, a little bit more organized. Then we're gonna save her as a prefab. Be nice to be able to delete an object on uploading. How handy would that be? Like we need a UV discard for the bodysuit. So save this. For now, we'll just do it manually. I'm feeling a little lazy at the moment. I'd rather just get Penelope out there into the world. All right. So that should let us disable this chunk of clothing. Oh, I also wanted to add to the menu for the weapon a manual toggle rather than using the gesture setup. I wonder how I'll do that. All right, I'm going to export this and go to the restroom. Be right back, everyone. All right, I'm back. We're getting into it. Hello, hello. Bada boom. So we should be able to do a UV discard on our little tootsies here. And we should have basically the completed effect. So on our material, technically our outfit material, bodysuit female, we would have the special effect option, UV tile discard on, I believe, the second UV map. Wow, easy to test. It would be here. Nope, UV 0. Ooh. Oh, I can't believe how long it takes to move data around. It's mind-numbing a lot of the time. Okay, UV map 1. That should have worked. Oh, okay. So, did I not export then? Because I swear I haven't. Tidying this up is going to take me some while. Oh boy. Yep. Scary. I'm scared. Should, how can I see the UVs here? Interesting. Am I linking? Ah, I see. Okay, I see the issue. The issue is that I need to actually tell this one, the one that's actually linked to libraries, that, hey, take those changes in, update, and it did. So now in here, should see something good. And we see it now. Good. And then we can get rid of this. We can go back here. Save. And unfortunately, a very long 1-minute export process. But it's working. It's moving. We're chilling. Bada boom. Save. No, UV 0. What? I saw it working. Hmm. Do we not load? Oh, right. Um, Gotcha. I see what's happening. The model. I have two models. Yeah. Yeah. So I moved some files around. Let's go in here. Meshes. This one. Yes. And I noticed that too. I was like, huh, it's not red. We should have stopped right then and there. Ugh. I knew it. I didn't do anything. Please. Please. There we go. And of course, that's just a little too far. Hmm. Heels could be positioned a little bit better. Also the pinching there. Okay, so let's try a few other tweaks right now. So that's on the armor. So I'm going to go back here. And on our little piece here, we're not using any data transfer there. It's fine. Using the placeholder ones? I guess so. Yeah, there's the data transfer. 1 second, everyone. All right, everyone, I'm back. So let's just update that suit one more time. All in all, that's actually a pretty short round trip. Just a little laggy swapping files. I'll probably end the stream in just a moment, a little earlier today. I gotta go grocery shopping, so I'm gonna close it up a little bit early. But I think when I might do, well, I don't want to commit to that, but I'll probably work a little bit this afternoon. Do a little update video. Need to do more of those. Box. There we go. Save that. Go here. All right. Perfect. Yeah, we're gonna call it here. There's so many more tweaks to make. We're just in the final stages, and unfortunately, this is the most tedious part. Anyway, ending here. I'll be back tomorrow. A little bit of a shorter day today. I'll be still working in this afternoon, but I'm just not going to stream. Sorry. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.